All right, so today I'm gonna run 5 miles. Haven't really trained for 5 miles, but that's okay. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna demonstrate how comfortable the VNSH Holster is when you're carrying a full loadout while running a full 5 miles. So I'm gonna go ahead, put 15 rounds in 3 mags, and then take the weapon and put it on. So let's just get going here. Gotta make sure that we are ready for anything, right guys? No, but in all seriousness, this is not something that I would recommend you do. You don't have to run with a VNSH Holster, but the most important thing to know is that you can. You know, we've talked a lot about the materials that we've selected in developing the VNSH Holster, and this is a perfect example of that. It is about 76 degrees outside, 92% humidity. It is absolutely miserable if I'm gonna go run 5 miles, much less to do it with 5 pounds of extra gear. And that being a weapon that I can't have pop out onto the road while I run amongst children, women, and all that kind of stuff. So a few other things just about what I'm doing. I'm wearing all black. You can tell. Part of the reason for that is even though in my state there are open carry laws and all that kind of stuff, I just don't want people to know that I am carrying. So since I'm going to be running, my shirt's going to be bouncing a lot. There's a chance that, you know, I may print because I'm not just going around my normal activities. I'm gonna wear black. It just minimizes the printing. It matches the color of the holster. So, you know, this is one of those things where people want to know about, does the VNSH Holster minimize printing? Well, it does, but if you wear a sheer shirt that's white, green, blue, something like that, it's not gonna help you when your shirt gets wet because of sweat and then your pistol grip is just sitting there at wherever you are, wherever you're carrying. So keep that in mind. Whatever you wear does dictate how much you print. This is why when people want to know like what are some good clothing options for carry, we always recommend black, something a little bit larger than what you would normally wear. Things like plaid shirts that you can button up and open, sweatshirts, anything like that. You know, if you're going to wear a small shirt and you're a big guy, good luck. You're not going to conceal your muffin top and you're definitely not going to conceal your pistol. So we just want you to be aware that the VNSH Holster might be really good at helping you conceal, but it is not a magician. It cannot make a gun disappear on your body. So play around with whatever positions you find the most comfortable. And of course, make sure that you match the attire to the activity that you're going through. So like at church, I just wear a t-shirt and I never print. Nobody ever notices that I'm carrying, and that's great. All right, so let's go ahead. You know what, let's just drop an extra and might as well have 46 rounds today. That's perfect. All right, so what I wanted to mention is that when I'm carrying, I typically carry in the 4 o'clock position. Today, when I actually run, I'm not gonna carry in that 4 o'clock position. I'm gonna carry in the 3 o'clock position. Part of the reason for that is just because it's a little bit more comfortable when the holster's on your side like this as opposed to wrapped around on the back. So just when you're moving a lot, I think I'm gonna put in 15,000 steps today just running. So that's something to consider. And then of course you want that level 2 retention. So I'll just slide this in here. All right, so we'll go ahead and put it on since I'm already dressed. Just do this. Now I'm gonna wear it a little bit tighter than I normally would. Just because I'm going to be running and it's going to be bouncing for 5 whole miles. So normally I'd have it a little bit looser, but since everything needs to be tight today, that's what I'm going to do. So right now I'm in 4 o'clock, and then once we get to the race start, I'll jump into the porta potty and I'll put it in 3. I don't think anybody's going to notice, but it's just going to make things a little bit easier on me. All right, let's go win this race. Definitely just kidding. Now, I haven't even run at all. I haven't run more than 3 miles at one time in at least 2 years. So the hope here is that the running is the most uncomfortable part. And I think that's true. I've already jumped around a lot. This doesn't really seem to bother me at all. And again, 15,000 some odd steps I'm going to take wearing 2 mags and 1 firearm. So it should be a lot of fun. Got to get the metronome going just to make sure I don't overstep. Enjoy, everybody.
Off they go. Big hand for the 5 milers.
All right, I think we're about a mile in. 9-minute pace. Feeling pretty good. I'd say the bouncing is the only thing. 8:53, look at me go. You know, if it wasn't a full loadout, it could be an easier day. See you at mile 2 or mile 3. We're not enjoying ourselves in the least, but at least we know we're getting healthy, we're safe and protected. All right, so moving it into 3 o'clock really helped with the bounce. This is 4 miles in, not so bad. Heart rate is high, but discomfort, not even an issue. All right, about 10,000 steps in or so. The only thing I wish I could do, give it a little tighten. The bouncing on the right, it's not bad. Like, it's not going anywhere, but if I could tighten it a bit, I wouldn't mind the bouncing. But then again, if I could run not like a turd, I might actually not be bouncing so much. So we're about to hit the main straightaway here. I think we have a mile and a half to go. Cameraman, you tell me. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna put on the turbo. Here comes the camera guy. Look at him. He's doing a podcast, he's riding his bike.
Christopher Woomer, Brandon Kane, Jacqueline Anderson, David Banyan.
Piece of cake.
Dougherty.
All right, so just finished 5 miles. Not that bad. Quads hurt the most. I talked about it a little bit on the phone. When this was in 4 o'clock, it kind of rode back, so I wanted to tighten it just a little bit. But where the belt overlapped, never a problem. Once I was able to rotate it to 3 o'clock, it was great. So didn't really move. You know, I did tighten it very tight at the beginning. I don't think that it came too loose. I mean, again, this was a 50-minute run for me and 15,000 steps, and I don't run well, so it's a lot of heavy footing or heavy falling on the feet. So for this to go up and down 15,000 times, you got to consider that's 5 pounds. That's over 45,000 pounds of travel up and down. I mean, it's still right here and it still feels great. And I know that I sell this holster, but like, I just ran 5 miles in it. I could run another 5 with the holster the way that it is, not with my cardiovascular function. So super stoked to be able to do that. I hope that you can find that the VNSH holster works for you, whether it's working out, normal day-to-day carry, at church, at school if you're allowed to, all that kind of stuff. So Adam, torture testing the VNSH holster, and I'm out of here to go get a snow cone.